Our next speaker is Mr. Joel John Paz, HVAC Sales and Specification Executive of Sangoban, Philippines. He's a licensed mechanical engineer and is currently finishing his MS in Energy Engineering at the UP Diliman. Sharing on sustainability in ducting through Climaver is Engineer Joel John Paz. I'll pass now the audio and controls to you, Mr. Paz.
Good morning. Is my audio clear?
Yes, sir. We hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chester. Again, good morning, everyone. And thank you, Engineer Capobianco, for the very informational talk. Uh, Related with air conditioning is also our ducting solutions. So I am going to discuss further our new technology, Climaver. Well, not really new because it has been in the market for quite some time already, but it's being reintroduced here in the Philippines. So Climaver, before I discuss about Climaver, I'll be giving a quick company overview about Saint Gobain. So Saint Gobain is guided by its values in its purpose with the ambition to make the world a more beautiful and sustainable place to live. So we are a worldwide leader in light and sustainable construction. And likewise, Saint Gobain or Sangoban does not only manufacture, it tries to provide timely solutions in its products. And also, we are one with the world in its most urgent mission at the time of decarbonizing in accordance with the Paris Agreement for climate change. So, moving forward, we are also a silver sustaining member of the Philippine Green Building Council. And like I mentioned earlier, we have a wide range of products from infrastructure to finishing. We have also for exterior wall and facade, insulation, and all those things. But for the purpose of this presentation, I will be focusing on our insulation or our pre-insulated ducting solution under the brand of Isover, which is Climaver. So moving forward, Climaver is an innovative pre-insulated duct for air conditioning units. A quick history of Climaver or glass wool pre-insulated ducting. The technology started in the 60s, but in the 70s, it was brought to Spain. And the idea of self-supporting alternatives to metal ducting came into play. And since the climate in Spain is relatively warm and a lot of air conditioning units need to be used in the area, Climaver was introduced. And currently, the Climaver market share in Spain is over 60%. So Climaver has more history than we know. In the Philippines, we're trying to introduce it and replicate what they did in Spain. We have 50 years of history for Climaver. So what is Climaver? Climaver is an all-in-one metal-free system delivered flat on a pallet and assembled in a single operation. As you can see in the pictures, duct sections are assembled easily without the need of expensive machinery usually used on site. And we have a patented technology or shiplap technology on the edge which ensures tight or air tightness for the ducting solution. So this is the material and general characteristics of Climaver. It's a dense and rigid all-in-one ducting solution made out of glass wool board. The board dimensions are 2.9 meters by 1.19 meters and has a thickness of 25 millimeters. So below, you could see the start, which is the board form of the product. And then once it is assembled, you can form different configurations such as elbows and splits. And like the one in the middle, it's the straight duct. So Chester, could you play the video?
Straight duct. The easiest and quickest duct assemblies to produce are straight rectangular ducts. Every cut must start from the male shiplapped edge of the ductboard and work towards the female shiplapped edge. Climaver MM tools and Climaver square ruler make the manufacture of these ducts much simpler because the ductboard does not need any guidelines written or masked on the ductboard surface. The Climaver square ruler is actually used as the cutting guide. The red MM tool is used 3 times and the final cut is made with the blue MM tool.
Okay, thank you very much, Chester, for the assistance. What you saw is just a quick background of how Climaver is assembled. It's just the most basic duct assembly, which is the straight duct. And traditionally, for sheet metal ducting, these are the equipment used: grooving machines, bending machines, lock former machines, and our flange machine. And Climaver eliminates the need for energy intensive duct forming equipment without compromising performance, material rigidity, thermal, and acoustic comfort. Okay, so we only have a simple system of tools and accessories, such as our ruler and cutting tools, and the MTR guidelines. And for elbows and those split systems, we have the Climaver glue, and we have the tape and spatula. And for connections to our HVAC equipment and diffusers and all those other equipment used for air conditioning buildings, we have H profiles, which is made out of aluminum. So our product range currently in the Philippines, we have Climaver Plus R and Climaver Neto. So the outer facing is made out of reinforced aluminum. And the difference for the two of them is the inner facing, which is for Climaver Plus R, we have aluminum, craft, and glass veil, while for Climaver Neto, it's black glass fabrics. The main difference in its application is that Climaver Neto has enhanced acoustics, although Climaver Plus R also boasts of good acoustics, but Climaver Neto is more for that application for acoustic attenuation and insulation. So it's easy to install. So complex shapes are possible. And these are examples of configurations of Climaver. And it's also easy for the training. It just takes a few days to learn to fabricate and install. So for our contractors, it would be very beneficial for your projects wherein you need ducting for air conditioning units and fresh air introduction. Likewise, it is durable. It's a high density product, but it's still flexible. And it's class R2. Also, for max pressure, it's rated at 800 pascals, but through the testing, it could withstand up to 2000 pascals of pressure. So it's applicable for a lot of different HVAC or air conditioning applications. Likewise, it also could be installed alongside what Engineer Capabianco mentioned earlier, the streamer technology ducting solution. It could also be used for UV applications for indoor air quality, and all the common ceiling concealed or for, um, let's say, for chiller type air conditioning units that are ducted, it is also applicable. Fire safety, it's class B for since it's glass wool, and Euroclass S1 for smoke release, and D0 for flaming droplets. It's safe for fire, and it does not help the propagation of fire. And for Singapore, it's also class O. Optimized logistics, since it could be fabricated off-site or on-site, and it comes in flat boards. So the best possible solution for Climaver is to be delivered on-site, and then it would be assembled there and installed through the help of our partner contractors. And it provides easy storage because it's just flat sheets of metal compared to, flat sheets of board that would be used for ducting, compared to metal that is prefabricated, and when you ship it to the building site, you would be shipping air and it would cost you more. Okay, moving forward. So I'll be discussing the contributions of Climaver for Verde. First is energy consumption reduction through thermal insulation and reduced air leakages. So thermal insulation, since Climaver is a pre-insulated ducting solution and with the use of our specialty cutting tools, we could provide a constant 25 millimeter thickness, and that would prevent thermal bridges, which usually uh, provides the risk of condensation and which usually uh, has for thermal insulation, it would be uneven throughout the ducting solution. But for Climaver, since it has a uniform thickness, you could reduce the wastage from the heat leaving the ducting, sorry, and reduce air leakages. Since 20% of airflow is approximately through US EPA is lost to leaks. You could see here the graph of air tightness from class A to class D, with class D being the best with minimum air leakage. You could see that Climaver is uh, better than class D. And translating this to energy and cost savings, the total flow of 0.2% of leakages would only amount to approximately 3,300 pesos in electric consumption, with the assumption that it's 10 pesos per kilowatt hour. And for normal metal ducting solutions, it's class B and it would cost 70,000 pesos. So you would save up to 60,000 per year if you use Climaver. Next, waste management and green procurement. Since we have different assembly configurations seen above, like single piece duct, use single piece flat piece duct, two pieces in L duct, and four pieces duct, there is only 5% waste produced in fabrication of Climaver. And likewise, Climaver is composed of more than 50% recycled glass, and it can be detached and reused for a different projects. For example, if the project does not push through, or if the lifespan or if the building is already done with its purpose and the Climaver product is still good to go, it could be reused in a different project. And likewise, it is recyclable at the end of its life cycle. It also provides a low VOC environment, as seen in the different regulations and protocols of certifications that we have. Also, in terms of indoor air quality, there is no breakaway or no delamination, even though the product is glass wool fiber. So there's no fibers emission, and the values according to the test is 10,000 times under the minimum value. Microbial control. Climaver ducts made from non-organic wool do not promote or nourish the spread of microbes and bacteria, according to ANDIMA report number 0703023-01. So these are some test organisms that were used with an incubation time of 4 weeks at 21 degrees Celsius. So we can say that it helps out in microbial control because it does not facilitate the growth of these test organisms. And acoustic comfort. Acoustic insulation is defined as the soundproofing that attempts to prevent sound from entering or exiting an enclosed space. And acoustic insulation, on the other hand, is the absorption of the sound in that space. The acoustic insulation coefficient is from 0 to 1. And we can see here that for Climaver Neto, it's almost 1. And it provides acoustic comfort through attenuation. So along the path of the ducting, not much noise could be heard. And because of this, the size of Climaver ducts can be reduced because higher velocities can be used for the design of the ducting. And since the size is reduced, you could give more savings to the design of the building. And likewise, you have a variety of tools that you can use for design, such as BAM tools and our duct dimension calculator, which you could learn more if in the future you're interested in using Climaver by contacting us. And lastly, we have a life cycle assessment from cradle to grave, comparing glass wool pre-insulated ducting or Climaver with traditional metal duct with insulation. And it was determined that glass wool pre-insulated ducting is 20% better than metal duct on most environmental impacts. Breaking down these environmental impacts, the most impact that Climaver has is in resource depletion, because it in the elements, because it provides 86% less, since it's already an all-in-one solution made out of recycled glass wool, and also some, and it doesn't use anymore metal ducting. So this is the breakdown of the impacts of Climaver for its life cycle. We have various test reports for the different properties of Climaver, and you can just approach us if you need it for your green building projects and also for other projects. So there is a guarantee of confidence and performance with almost 200 million square meters of Climaver installed around the world. So if you have additional questions regarding Climaver, you can contact me. And thank you very much for giving the opportunity to St. Gobain to present our Climaver solutions. I'm giving the mic and the floor back to Chester. Thank you very much, everyone.